my name's Tracy and welcome to my channel. So today's a little bit of a different video for me to make. I have wanted to make one for a couple of months since I started my YouTube, but in January and February there really wasn't much to talk about. It's a monthly favourites video, which is why I'm uploading it today on the 31st of March. Basically, like I said, in January and February I really didn't have much that I was loving. I was really just concentrating on my Slimming World journey and getting back to good health really, because I hurt my back. If you don't know, I hurt my back a good few months ago at work and I've been off work since then, and YouTube's been a way for me to have something to do while I've been off work that isn't going to exacerbate the pain in my back. Thankfully it's a lot better now. So a lot's definitely changed over the last couple of months, and in the last month I have definitely got quite a few favourites that I'd like to talk to you about. The first thing I'm going to speak to you about quite quickly, because Ali's waiting on his phone back, is a game that I recently found, and it's called Heads Up. I don't know if you can see that with the light. It's this little game here, and it's free to download on the App Store. I mean, I don't think this is a new game. It says it's the 5th anniversary, so it's been out for at least 5 years. And there's all different categories. I mean, you can't see that very well. There's all different categories. There's accents and impressions, act it out, superstars, millennials, football. Bear in mind, if you do go to play this is actually an American game. I think it's Ellen's game. Ellen DeGeneres? I don't know how to say her name. But I think it's her game from her TV show. And there's famous families, there's an Ellen category, and there's other ones as well. You can also download for a price extra games, and they can be anything from like, I think 79p and upwards. So I downloaded a pack, and I think it was £4.99, and we got an extra 10 packs or something. So we got The Big Bang Theory, Harry Potter, Disney Parks, Game of Thrones, Friends, favourite fictional characters, superheroes, etc, etc. And basically what you do is you go in a category, place it on your forehead. I'm sorry, you can see the ring light in the... So the person you're playing with, they'll try to explain without saying the words who that is or whatever, and if you don't know, you pass, press your head upwards. And if you do know, Nightcrawler. And it goes on like that for ages. Who's that? I can't see it properly. Hellboy? I know him. Just say that somebody's acting it out and I know who this is. And you get a certain amount of time. I think it's a minute. Wolverine. I'm just guessing it as if Ali's acting it out. We have had so much fun playing this game. It's unreal. And there's all different categories. It's suitable for any age as well. And Ali just loves it. I literally downloaded it one night and I took it downstairs to show him. And I think he's, oh, here we go, Mum's trying to show me some rubbish. And we ended up playing it for 2 hours. And then he keeps asking, can we play that? Can we play Heads Up? Can we play Heads Up when we're on the bus and things like that? So it is a lot of fun. He loves the ones. I mean, the person who is describing it can describe it using words. Mostly it's words without saying the actual words that are on the screen. But there's other little categories where you're acting it out or you're singing. And Ali actually really loves the ones that are like charades and he has to act it out. It's just become such a favourite, both mine and Ali's. And we will continue to play it for quite some time, definitely. I do hope they bring out new categories, and I hope they bring out more UK friendly categories as well, because like I said, it is an American game. The football category, which Ali was really excited about because he loves his football, the UK version of football, obviously it wasn't, it was an American version of football, and he just had no idea what the hell was happening in that category. The next thing I want to tell you about is also along the entertainment lines, and it's a podcast. I listen to all my podcasts on the Stitcher app, and I love a podcast. It's so great to listen to something apart from music, because I'm not really too into music these days, if I ever was. But I like listening to a podcast while I'm doing housework and things like that, or taking the dogs a walk, or on the bus. Basically, I listen to a podcast wherever and whenever, and especially when I'm on a walk. I find that the time goes so quick when I'm listening to a podcast, And the type of podcasts that I like to listen to, don't judge, are interviews with celebrities, but good celebrities, not just your average run-of-the-mill Kardashian or something like that. I'm not interested in them. I like good celebrities. My favourite podcast, and I'm so freaking happy about this, I can't even tell you. I discovered about a month ago that David Tennant has a podcast, his very own podcast that he does. He's the interviewer, and the podcast called David Tennant Does a Podcast With, and then it tells you the name of the person that it has on the podcast that episode. And oh my god, David Tennant is one of my favourite actors. I am a big Doctor Who fan, massive David Tennant fan, and so I went on to the podcast just to have a little nosy and listen to David Tennant. But his guest list is amazing, like so good, and he's only a few, I think he's only about 10 episodes in, and it's so freaking top-notch guests that are on it. I'm honestly, like, you could probably tell how excited I am for this. He has Olivia Colman, Catherine Tate, Jodie Whittaker, Ian McKellen, Whoopi freaking Goldberg, Jennifer Garner, I'm just looking here, Jon Hamm, Gordon Brown, the former Prime Minister, he has on that. I'm not really interested in listening to a conversation with Gordon Brown, but David Tennant's leading that conversation, so I'm going to listen to it. I haven't yet. I've more been listening to the other ones. Kristen Ritter is the last one that's went live, and I'm not quite sure who that is, but I'm still going to listen to it because A, it's David Tennant, and his guest list, like I said, is so good. She must be somebody really great. I probably will know her if I Google her and see what she's been in and that. But oh my god, if any of you guys are interested in podcasts, interview with celebrities, David Tennant, Doctor Who, anything like that, just go and give it a listen. It is such a good podcast, and it's like 40 to 50 minute episodes, so I mean, that one episode does me a walk. In fact, a couple of weeks ago I went into Primark and I listened to 2 whole episodes while I went around Primark. It's just that good. And another podcast that I really enjoy is the ID10T podcast. It used to be known as the Nerdist podcast, and again, like the David Tennant podcast, they have really, really good guests on it. I mean, David Tennant was a guest on it once or twice, and Ian McKellen's also been on that. And they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. I'm not even kidding you. I think he was up at, I might be wrong, but I'm sure he's up at the 900 episode. They've had everybody on that, and Tim Robbins they've had on that. It's now called ID10T, and when you look at it on the podcast, it looks like Idiot. And it's Chris Hardwick that's the interviewer on that. He does the TV show The Talking Dead. He's a host on that, and he also done Talking Bad when Breaking Bad was out. So I really like him, and I really, really enjoy his interviews. And they actually can be quite a lot longer. The next thing I'm going to show you, again along the entertainment front, is books. I don't know if any of you seen one of my weekly weigh-ins quite a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, one of my very early weekly weigh-ins. I was turned round the other way. I was shooting my weekly weigh-in, shooting like I'm a professional. My weekly weigh-in, I was sat facing the wall and the camera was that way, and you could see inside my little wardrobe, and there was a massive pile of books in there, and I actually got that pile of books sorted out, and I started reading some of my favourite books again. Now this book looks like it's seen better days, and it's called Our Emily by Mary Jane Staples. I mean, that book is well loved. That shows you how many times I've read that. I think I got this book from my mum originally, maybe. I'm not quite sure, but this is actually the second, technically it's the second book written in this series, but there's now a prequel, so it's now technically the third book. There's more than 20 books in this series, definitely, and I have maybe all bar 3 of them. And I used to have those 3, but they just got damaged because I read them so much, and a couple I left in the bathroom on the end of my bath, and they got wet and mouldy and gross, so I had to throw them out. But I'm going to get them again. I am going to repurchase them. It's a family saga basically, and it takes place from, I want to say, well, if you go right to the first book, which is the prequel, I'm sure it's like the late 1800s up until like the 1960s, and it follows the story of a family who live in Walworth, London. Maisie is the mum, the matriarch, and her children Boots, Sammy, Tommy and Lizzie. And it starts off, the first book, not the prequel, the first book, starts off when Boots, the oldest of the kids, is like a teenager, just about to leave school, so like 14, 15, and it takes you all the way up through the years of the family. You get Boots's kids and his grandkids and his great-grandkids, I think you get his great-grandkids, and the 4 branches of the tree, and then all their branches and things. It's just such a lovely family story, and it's heartwarming, it's comforting, it just makes me feel all nice and fuzzy inside and happy, and it's funny. It's really funny at points, and yeah, it's just lovely. I have started reading these again, and I've started with our Emily because that's now the first book that I've got. I've not got the first 2. This is the 3rd book. I absolutely love these books. Please, if you're interested in this genre, please go and like have a look. The next thing I'm going to show you is along the entertainment technology front, and you will see these in an upcoming video that I've actually already recorded. I'm just waiting for something else coming for that video before I can upload it. All will be clear when it's uploaded. But these are my cheap version of AirPods. I've had these a good couple of months now, and I absolutely love them. Look, these are rose gold to match my phone, and you get a little wire with them, a USB wire to charge them, and I just plug them into my phone wire when my phone's not charging. You charge this, and then when this is charged, the light goes like this, and you press the button to charge the actual AirPods. They're not AirPods, EarPods. And so they're charging. You can see the red light in there, hopefully. So that's what they're doing right now. The charge on them lasts really well. I've used these on a good couple of walks, which are usually about 45 minutes, and I've used them a couple of walks before I've needed to charge them. And I've used these on a bus journey to my dad's as well, which is nearly 2 hours depending on traffic, and they've lasted all the way there. And then I have put them in this and charged them, and they've lasted all the way back. Really good deal. And I got them from an app called Vova, which is sort of like Wish, which is, I've ordered a few things from there, and that's the video that'll be coming up, and hopefully next week or the week after that. These were only £4 freaking steal, man. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but I am not into beauty very much. I don't do my makeup very often. The only reason I put it on sometimes is because I get sick of editing videos and looking like absolute crap. Mostly it's the bags under my eyes that I can't deal with. I have permanent bags under my eyes, and I don't know how to get rid of them apart from applying a ton of concealer and makeup. But I am not a beauty person, so I'm not here to recommend anything like that unless I find something that's amazing and takes away the bags under the eyes. What I would like to talk about, and you've probably seen these before in was at Home Bargains haul, this shampoo and conditioner by OGX. These are I've actually repurchased these, and I think I bought them at the end of January the first time, and then I've repurchased them again. My hair is in such a state, I am not kidding you. First of all, my straighteners are broke. RIP. I had them longer than I've had my child, but they've broken now and I can't use it. But my hair's not been cut in about just over a year because I don't have a hairdresser anymore. My hairdresser, I used to get cut by my next door neighbour, but she doesn't do it anymore. I've had to find a new hairdresser, and I did go to a hairdresser last year. I think it was in March last year I went to a hairdresser, and I really hated it. I hated it. I absolutely hated the haircut. She cut it far too short, and it was just a bad experience, and it put me off going to the hairdresser for a while. So my hair is not in great condition. I felt like it was getting worse and worse, and then I got these hydrating shampoo and conditioner, and I just feel like it's so much better in the last couple of months than it has been for a while. It's not as dry, it feels so much nicer to touch, and actually I'm touching it a lot more because it feels nicer. Does that make sense? Because it feels nicer, I'm touching it a lot more and stroking it a lot more. I notice when I'm editing my videos, I am constantly like this, and I've probably been like this for the rest of this video, but it's because of this shampoo and conditioner. They are so good. I am going to get my hair cut very soon. I am going to take the plunge, and I don't know where, but I just think when I've had that haircut and I've got these, it's just going to be so much better. Highly recommend them. And I have heard so much good things about OGX. It doesn't have to be these particular ones that you use. Get the ones that are right for your hair. At the time I bought these, I felt my hair was dry and damaged, and that's why I got these for hydration. And these are so freaking cheap as well. I got these from Home Bargains and they were £2.99 each, and I think in Tesco they're so much more than that, a good couple of pounds more than that. And the last thing I want to talk about, which is definitely one of my favourites from March, I don't actually have anything physical to show you. I thought I had kept the packaging, but we've obviously threw it away. But I will try and insert a picture for you if I can find one. It is the corn peppered steak. For those that are on Slimming World, this corn peppered steak is sin-free and it tastes so good. Oh my god, I absolutely loved it. They're sort of like the lamb grill steaks, but they're not, they don't taste the lamb. They're just really nice, and if you like pepper, they're very peppery, not overpoweringly, but they're just so nice, so soft, very tasty, and quick and easy to cook as well, because if you're working full time on Slimming World, you don't always want to be thinking about what to eat. You just want to sometimes pull something out the freezer, and those were great for that. So that's it for this month's March favourites. I say that like I do it every month. That's it for my very first favourites video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Everyone's welcome over on my channel, and I will see you next time.